My name's Will. I started this community garden to create a shared space and to grow more local healthy food and share it with the community and get people to see how easy and joyful it is for food to be growing in your front yard. When I was a kid, my dad always had a garden. I remember he grew carrots and would let us pick them, and definitely planted a seed of interest in that. And then slowly over the past few years, I've been getting much more interested in community service and really grounded ways of bringing about positive change, and saw that gardening, what I once thought was a very small act, is actually something very revolutionary and very intersectional as far as what it brings to community and what problems it kind of addresses in very meaningful and personal ways. And you're not really growing the food, you're just kind of helping shape variables to allow nature to just do its thing and provide food. But just being a part of that in a little way, it's very fulfilling. Within the garden, there's a free seed library and the community compost program, and that's just kind of amendments to the garden that make it a little more community oriented, and inviting people to take free seeds, take information to kind of empower them to start their own garden. That's really the main deal. We want to spread the idea and spread the inspiration of a garden through that. And then the community compost also allows people to, we give them buckets, they fill it up with food waste every week, and then at the end they either drop it off or we pick it up, and that goes into our compost, which eventually turns into rich soil, which we put into the garden, which goes back into food where they can eat it, and then goes back in the compost, kind of creating just a very small way of kind of a closed loop. Gardening is important for the environment because it's something that, if done properly, it can be something that restores the land and at the same time restores the health, both physically, emotionally, spiritually, of the people eating the food, growing the food. It can also, more specifically, sequester carbon. It can create biodiversity. It can support a lot of life and support a lot of different natural and human systems. This was something that I've always kind of had in the back of my head that I want to do, and I always kind of had this self-talk that it wasn't possible or kind of practical, or it was just not the right time. And just doing it was honestly a lot easier than I thought it would be. And I was not someone who particularly loved vegetables, but when I started eating vegetables that were grown from good people and beautiful land, it tastes amazing. So I highly recommend just kind of trying at whatever is most accessible and easy and affordable to your space. Or the smallest little potted plant is certainly a wonderful garden, in my opinion. It's much more than just growing food. It's somewhere where you can kind of go out and sit and eat and celebrate, and it's kind of a drop in the bucket of a lot of other great solutions. And I do feel on a very personal and intimate level, I see the impact. We distribute the food to the community when we can, but mainly the garden is about changing perspective of where things come from, how generous nature can be. And I definitely see, when people walk by or when they talk with us or they get to participate, there's definitely a meaningful change there that I think is a little more subtle, but I definitely feel it, and I certainly hope it's making a small difference.